All right, let's talk about one of the biggest hurdles for anyone trying to become a professional driver, that huge commercial driver's license manual. We're going to crack that thing open and turn it from this intimidating document into a super clear and simple roadmap.
You know the feeling, right? You open up your state's CDL manual and bam, it's just this massive wall of text. Rules, regulations, procedures. It feels like a totally disorganized pile of information with no clear place to even start. If that's you, trust me, you are not alone.
But what if we just reframed it? What if instead of a random list of topics, you saw it as a structured course, a real journey? Well, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're laying out a simple, logical, four-part roadmap to guide you through the whole thing. Look, the whole point here is to make this stuff manageable. Once you see how one topic actually connects to the next, it's not about memorizing random rules anymore. It becomes a guided course where every single piece builds on the last one. And that makes it so much easier to actually learn and remember.
So, here it is, the whole journey, broken down into 4 clear steps. We'll start with licensing and onboarding, all the paperwork stuff. Then we build up your core driving knowledge. After that, we layer on the specialized endorsements. And finally, we get you ready for the big one, the skills test. Simple, right? Let's break down each part.
First up, licensing and onboarding. Seriously, think of this as your orientation. Before you even think about getting behind the wheel, we have to cover all the rules and requirements for getting your license in the first place. This part answers all those big, foundational questions. We're talking about things like entry-level driver training, or ELD. That's a big federal requirement. You'll also figure out exactly which CDL class is right for you, what all the different endorsements are, and those really critical medical rules. This is where you get your bearings on the entire system.
Okay, next, we dive into part 2. This is the absolute foundation of your study plan. This is the core driving knowledge. These are the universal principles that apply to every single commercial driver out there. I don't care what you're hauling or where you're going.
This is where we get into the nuts and bolts of the job itself. We're talking about everything from doing a proper pre-trip inspection and controlling your vehicle to managing your space and speed and spotting hazards on the road before they become a problem. These are the core skills that keep you and everyone else safe. Everything else gets built on top of this.
So, once you've got those basics locked down, part 3 is where we start adding specialized skills. This is where we go beyond the general stuff and get into the specific endorsements you're going to need for certain types of trucks or cargo. And the logic here is super simple but really powerful. First, you master the universal rules that apply to everybody. Then, you start layering on the specific procedures for the higher risk stuff. It's a natural progression, you know? It keeps the learning from getting overwhelming.
This section usually starts with the most common endorsements. Things like transporting passengers, handling vehicles with air brakes, and driving combination vehicles like a tractor-trailer, and, even doubles and triples. These are the skills that take you from just basic driving to handling more complex rigs and responsibilities.
And then we get into the really technical, high-consequence endorsements. I'm talking tank vehicles, hazardous materials, hazmat, and school buses. Each one of these comes with a whole extra set of legal duties, super strict safety procedures, and emergency plans that you absolutely positively have to know inside and out.
And all of that brings us to the finish line. Part 4, the 3-part skills test. This is it, the practical, hands-on exam that all this studying has been for. This is where you prove you can actually do what you've learned.
And hey, even the final test is broken down logically. It kicks off with the vehicle inspection test, where you literally walk the talk and show the examiner what you know. Then you move on to basic control skills in a closed-off area. No traffic, just you and the cones. And finally, you put it all together for the on-road driving test.
Okay, so last thing. Let's talk about how to use this roadmap the right way. It's really important to understand the relationship between a guide like this and your official state manual.
Just remember, this whole series is your state-based exam preparation. This isn't some generic national script. We are organizing the information that comes directly from your state's official manual. So here's the best way to think about it. This series, this is your roadmap. It's your study guide. It gives you the structure and helps you see the big picture. But your official state manual, that is and always will be the source of truth. For the exact wording, for any rule changes or state-specific details, that manual is the final authority, period. So, there you have it. You've got the map. That intimidating book on your desk has just been turned into a clear, totally conquerable journey. And that journey, from feeling overwhelmed to feeling prepared, it starts right now. It starts with having a clear plan.
So the only question left is, with this roadmap right in front of you, which part of the journey are you ready to tackle first? Because you've got the framework now. You know the path. It's time to hit the road and get started.